Yeah, so because it seems that there are people who still think that using reference is cheating, and I think that that's such a ridiculous thing. Um that's such a ridiculous thing to kind of to even think about. Oh, lurk away, Cuban, lurk away. um but the thing is though is that it's like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with using reference, and like me personally, there's especially nothing wrong with being literal with the reference. um but like I said, it's like I run more on vibes than, like I said, than accuracy. So that's kind of like what's happening here. Like I just, like I'm just like kind of like getting enough information from this piece, just to, just to like, okay, it's like I'm not being completely off base. But here's the thing, here's the secret though. Here's the secret. I'm going to show everybody a secret, right? So what you can do, if you're not sure about how something is supposed to kind of look, you can actually trace photos, and it's like really okay to do that. So like, just to kind of like show you. um so like what I would do, like what I would do if I wanted to like kind of like get a sense of the shape of a certain thing that I'm trying to figure out. Hold on, let me put some white background here. uh okay, there we go. So what I would pretty much do is I would like take a photo, right? Like something like this, and then, and then kind of like, oh, where's my pencil? Oh, right, why? Okay, and then and then just kind of like get a sense of what the shapes are. Like I said, it's like you don't have to be literal with it. It's like, yeah, are you tracing? Yes, you are. But the thing is, what you're doing is you're blocking out the shapes to give you a sense of what it is you're looking at. um to give you like a, like, if you kind of, it's like, if you kind of like understand what the shapes look like, right, that make up a piece, it actually makes it easier for you to figure out how to draw it from memory. So, so what you're doing is you're creating that muscle memory. It's like, okay, so I know that this photo, that this photo, it, like the shapes, the shapes are this. You literally just reduced this photo to these shapes, which then will make it easier for you to translate those shapes into, oh, hey, Gothic little angel, hello, hello. So that you can translate those shapes into whatever it is that you want. um so yeah, so it's like, so when people say, it's like, oh, what do you think of tracing, and I go, well, tracing's actually a really good exercise. I do it with buildings, I do it with people. It's like, look, I really just right here, it's like I did it with this ferret, so that I kind of get a sense of the shapes that I need to make this ferret. But as you can see, when we go back to the actual drawing that I'm working on, I'm not being accurate by any sense stretch of the imagination. Um, I'm kind of looking for is this is, in the end, this is like a fantasy version of a ferret. Um, so I want it so I don't want it to be accurate. I mean, if that makes any sense. um it's like I just see like the discourse online as to what it means to copy, to trace, to use reference. What does it mean? What is it are you actually doing? And I think that too many people throw out the baby with the bathwater. um like, is certain types of tracing uh not good. It's like, yes, there are certain, like, if I were to take somebody else's artwork and trace it exact, and then just change it, like some minor details, say, oh, now this is my character, that's kind of shady. But if there is a piece that I like the pose in, it's like, oh, I have this piece, but I really like the poses. I mean, then I'll take the poses. And even then, I'm not doing a direct translation of that pose. Um it's still going to be a piece that I did. Oh, I should have saved it. There, for my other campaign, so at least, I mean, saved it so that I could show it. Um there is a campaign, my campaign coming up, Eager Raven, the Unicorn King's Daughter, which is at the end of September, that's being launched. The book, the short stories, they're parodies of Conan comics. So part of the parody part of the parody of the book is that the cover and a lot of the pages on the inside are pretty much referenced from actual panels from the original Conan comics. So technically they are supposed to be recognized, like that's part of the joke. If you're familiar with those books, you are supposed to be able to recognize them. There's like, oh, I remember this panel and that panel and whatnot. um and and it's like, yeah, but the thing is, though, is that the whole thing is still done in my style. Like, you are not going to confuse any of my pages for John Buscema's work. um so but I lifted his poses and his layouts because that was part of the parody of the story that I was telling. um but also, it's like I said, it's like I'm more big on finding really interesting poses. um and if I see, yeah, and if I see something interesting, it's like, like, I'll take the poses. I mean, I just bought some more books from Japan. Every time I make the tiniest amount of money, it's like I shouldn't be doing it, but no, I chose these very specific books. Um, I'm waiting for them to come in, and I bought these art books from Japan, and and the thing is, though, they're created specifically for you to trace. That's the funny thing about these books. For like, you have all these people say, oh, tracing's bad and this, that, and the other thing, and that's exactly what they do. It's their how to draw manga, but that's literally what they're called, how to draw this, how to draw, but it's all related to manga. And everything comes on, like, one of them that I bought was like 500 couples poses, but like couples, and say, like both, like all types of couples, and friends and otherwise, and they have a CD-ROM that and you're supposed to pretty much bring these assets into Clip Studio Paint and trace over them pretty much. Um, so I found that funny, that it's like, look, even Japanese mangaka are doing this, so it's like, so you shouldn't, worry um too much. If you feel that you need to trace a pose or something in order to kind of get it right. Um, so so yeah, so I'll show off those books when they come in. They're supposed to come in August. I know one of them I'm supposed to get the end of the month, and the other one I'm supposed to get in August. Um, I try to wait until I can buy like a bunch of the books at once because shipping is so expensive from Japan. Yeah. Also, it's like yeah. Yeah, I'm still having issues with. I thought that maybe it was a Photoshop problem. I was having the latest update of Adobe. I had to take off my computer and downgrade it because I was getting like a lot of glitches. Um, and one of them is like my Cintiq screen kind of being weird. And I thought maybe it was related to Photoshop, but it turns out that it's not. Um, Turns out I guess the screen is just really sensitive for some reason, so I can't get it to work correctly. So I have to shut it back off again from my device manager after I'm done here. So now it shouldn't. Oh, okay. So there we go. I think that's kind of right. Okay, yeah, and I have to put like kind of tinfoil sticking out from underneath the hat. Uh, Yeah, so for those of you who are just joining us, so the drawing is a ferret and Oswald the mouse, and the ferret is putting a hat on because he is an escapee from a laboratory, and he has something implanted in his brain that allows the scientists to track him. So he's putting a hat with tinfoil stuffed inside. To kind of like try to block the radio waves or whatever is in his head. So yeah, so that's what he's doing. Actually, let's see. Actually, also another reason why it's always good to use reference, because you would be surprised how many common things that you see every day, but when you have to draw it from memory, you're like going, what does that look like again? Like I'm trying to draw a freaking hat here, and I'm like, wait a minute. It's like I'm trying to literally remember what a hat looks like. Um, this is yeah. It's like, what does a chair look like? Those types of things. Oh, I don't. Okay, at least the hat looks like a hat. Kind of, sorta. I know that this back part is probably not correct. Um, let's see. What is do they have? Oh, okay. So the arms are okay. So all right. So we'll just for interest's sake, we'll make the ears, and then it's like okay. So according to this, his little hands have to be dark too. So I want to make sure I get those markings correct when I ink this in. Okay, there we go. All right, so it's coming together. It's coming together. Oh, actually, their entire arms. So it's kind of like it's like they're wearing a shirt. Okay, so although the thing is though, he kind of like goes from okay, this is probably something that right. He kind of goes from black to like a brown. So probably what I'll do is I'll just leave like if I were to color it in, I oh ah, if I were to color it in, um I would probably just I would do this that really really dark brown and then do a lighter brown here. Um so I'm not going to so all I'm going to do is just like I'm not going to darken it with ink. Um because these pieces they're going to stay in black and white. So yeah, so these is essentially going to be black, and then I'm going to mark off the um the other markings. But how are their legs though? Oh, same thing. So they're kind of like they're wearing socks. Okay, so this has to be so this is going to be inked in as well. Okay. Okay. And then of course the tip of their tail. All right. Okay. Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want. Right. So okay. So let me do this. Oh,